Kerry. Thank you so much. And then the second update was so we've got an XR update briefly with Cloudy. Here, darling.
Hi.
Hey, over to you, Beth.
Okay, so I'm here to give an update about basically an action that recently happened, which is part of a broader campaign, which is called No Going Back, and it's essentially about how in our post-coronavirus situation, we should not be returning to the kind of economy that has led to both crises in public health and in planetary destruction. So looking at the way we consider the banking industry, the fossil fuel industry, and using public money to bail out those industries and what we think public money should be for.
Is this the action that Morgan was involved in last week with the poster?
Yeah, so last week we a number of Tower Hamlets rebels helped organise and took part in a very carefully socially distanced action on the Barclays headquarters, which is in Canary Wharf, which lies in our borough. And it was the day of their AGM, which is their annual general meeting, where they were voting on two resolutions. One resolution which was put forward by Barclays itself, which was for their 2050 net zero date, which most of us believe is far too late. If we need to get where we want to be to save the planet, we need to be stopping the funding of fossil fuels instantaneously and making positive investments. And there was also a resolution put forward by a group called Share Action, are basically activist shareholders in some of these industries, and they put forward a resolution to divest immediately. And so the action was to sort of highlight that this AGM was still happening. You know, a lot of us have, you know, we're in lockdown, a lot of things have ground to a halt, but a lot of the baddies are still out there doing stuff. So we also still need to be there doing stuff and putting pressure, which is why we decided to carry out this action despite the lockdown and make sure we took all precautions.
Well done, thank you. We've got this little video.
Yeah, here we go.
I am going to be paying a little visit to Barclays HQ in London, and we're going to be reminding them and their shareholders of their climate responsibilities. Barclays is the biggest funder of fossil fuels, not just in the UK, but in the whole of Europe.
All right.
Brilliant.
Was that you in the picture there, Cloudy?
That's me taking shitty films on my phone.
Well, it's better than nothing.
I was on my daily jog and I ran past this building so many times. It looked so suspicious. It was really hastily put together, this action, and there was like mad security on the day. And I'm just so pleased that we pulled it off and we got some great press coverage. It was in the New York Times.
Yeah, well done, guys.
Accompanied by a digital campaign of people who are stuck at home can like be tweeting Barclays and telling them that that's, you know.
And it helped with the shareholders action as well. It got enough support that they have to formally recognize it now, which is, you know, makes it much more public, which is great.
Yeah.
Apparently we have another banner holder in the audience. Make yourself known.
Oh, her video is off. Oh, we can't see
Oh,
it.
it's Amanda.
We'll give her a vote later on when she... She's listening.
Hi.
Oh yeah, hello. So we also potentially had a little update from Kinsey, who is leading on next week's.
She's going to be a bit. She's going to be with us by the end.
Okay, no worries.
What's coming up?
Sorry.
Yeah, so I can speak to a bit. Basically, I have no more information than what's been put out there. What's being planned is a sort of reclaim the streets action, falling in line with this sort of no going back. And we don't want, I mean, lots of us here don't want London going back to the kinds of levels of congestion and pollution that we had before lockdown. And this action will be basically involved in, like, if they're not going to pedestrianize and make our streets friendly to cyclists, we're just going to do it anyway, to go out, remark the roads, use plungers, use chalk, and sort of reclaim our streets actively and you know, making sure we're maintaining social distance. But it's something that you can do in your local groups, something you can get involved in. If you're not in XR, and
do it anyway.
Yeah, because we can see that our streets are not designed for us, they're being designed for cars. We don't have space on our pavements to keep 2 meters apart from each other, and it's just revealing that, you know, who are cities for. So I think this is, and people can write to their councils to develop local transport plans, and there's going to be letters circulating where, so you can copy this template so you don't have to come up with it yourselves. And yeah, so that is on the 16th of May, that's being planned to happen. There's a Facebook event, which I can put in the chat.
Thank you, darling.
And there'll be, yeah, hopefully more action briefs coming soon with further details. That's all.
Thank you so much for your time and your
Thanks for
update,
having
Paddy.
me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's have a little look at Hercules paintings.